You know, when the pressure's on, under that crushing weight of competition, most people, they just freeze. But in week 10 of 2026, we saw something different. We saw champions who have literally rewired their nervous systems to see that pressure not as a threat, but as pure fuel. So how'd they do it? Well, it's all about mastering their state.
I mean, from college stars fighting for their very first title to a Paralympian earning her 19th medal, the thing that connects them all isn't just talent. It's this unshakable persistence. It's about consciously controlling their body, their focus, and even the words they say to themselves. And that right there, that's the blueprint we're breaking down today.
So yeah, that's really the big question, isn't it? What does it actually take to not just get through the pressure, but to actually thrive in it? How do you take years and years of grinding and hard work and channel it all into one single winning moment? Okay, let's get into it.
And we're going to start with maybe the ultimate lesson in never, ever giving up. We're on the snowy slopes of Val di Fassa, Italy, for a career breakthrough that was, well, a long, long time in the making.
120. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's 120 times packing your bags, facing the bitter cold, coming up just short of that top spot, and then making the choice to get back up and do it all over again. That is an insane level of discipline.
And then it all paid off. On her home turf, she finally won. In the margin, 1/100th of a second. That is literally the blink of an eye. You have to think, if she doubted herself for even a split second on one turn across any of those 120 races, she wouldn't be a champion today. It's a pretty powerful thought. What are you just 0.01 seconds away from?
Okay, so from that one incredible explosive breakthrough, let's pivot to the other side of the coin. Relentless, sustained dominance. We've got to talk about a living legend who was just rewriting the definition of consistency, Mikaela Shiffrin.
And this, right here, this shows you the fundamental mindset shift. See, a lot of competitors, they hope for an on day and they just try to manage their off days. But Shiffrin, she operates totally differently. She maintains a standard of excellence. It's not about hoping for a good day. It's about making excellence her non-negotiable baseline every single time. Her identity isn't someone who tries to ski well. She is the best in the world. And that's exactly why her consistency keeps her at the top of the World Cup standings.
All right, let's switch gears and head to the collegiate arena. We're moving from these individual legends to the collective energy of the next generation. Because right now in the NCAA, the intensity is just redlining as these teams are getting ready for the biggest championships of the year.
In women's college hoops, you're seeing top programs really hammering down their identity. You've got South Carolina, who don't just play defense, they physically and mentally own that space under the basket. At the same time, you have a young UConn roster that's building this kind of psychological shield, just stacking up wins to create this unshakable belief as they head towards Selection Sunday.
And you see that same exact intensity over on the track, where more than 650 athletes are all heading to Fayetteville. We're talking about events like the 800-meter and the mile, where every single muscle in your body is on fire, your lungs are screaming, but the only thing that matters is that singular, unbreakable focus on the finish line. It's just a pure test of will.
And now, we're going to shift our focus to Milano Cortina for the 2026 Winter Paralympic Games. Because here, this is where we find the most profound examples of what persistence and resilience truly mean, taken to a whole other level.
And look, this isn't just one kind of strength, it's a whole spectrum of it. You've got the explosive, tactical battles of para snowboard right alongside the chess-like precision of wheelchair curling. Each one of these sports demands a completely different, highly specialized mix of physical power and mental toughness.
And among all these elite athletes is a name you absolutely need to know. Oksana Masters. She is already the most decorated U.S. Winter Paralympian in history, with 19 medals across both the Winter and Summer Games. She is a true icon of resilience and just incredible versatility.
Now, to really get why Oksana Masters is so amazing, you have to understand the just insane challenge of para biathlon. It's really a physical paradox. It pushes an athlete's body to complete opposite extremes, all within seconds of each other.
So picture this. An athlete is skiing at maximum heart rate. Their body is just flooded with adrenaline. And then, in an instant, they have to command their entire body to drop into a state of total stillness so they can make a precision shot. I mean, that is the mastery of your state, your physiology, and your focus in its absolute purest form.
And then in para-alpine skiing, you see a whole other level of mastery. You have visually impaired athletes racing down mountains at highway speeds, guided only by the voice of their partner. I mean, that isn't just trust. It's a complete synchronization of nervous systems. It's two athletes performing as one single high-speed unit.
That whole forward-moving mindset is just perfectly embodied by para-snowboarder Brenna Huckabee, and this quote says it all. The fastest way to rewrite your brain's response to stress is to move through it at high velocity. These athletes, they don't just endure challenges, they prove that the best way to master stress is to charge right at it, full speed ahead.
So as we bring this all together, don't just see these as 4 different stories. You should see them as 4 different tools in a toolbox. You've got the breakthrough persistence of Pirovano, the elite standard of Shiffrin, the collective momentum you see in the NCAA, and the redefined resilience of the Paralympians. Every single one is a strategy.
At the end of the day, what all these athletes prove is that your state determines your fate. So let's make this something you can actually use. First, identify your 120 starts. What's that one big goal you've been chasing? Second, find your 0.01 second shift. What's one tiny little adjustment you can make today? And third, anchor your identity. Pick an athlete we talked about and create one I am statement. I am as consistent as Shiffrin, or I am as resilient as Masters. Say it out loud, because persistence isn't just something you have, it's something you do.